Okay. Okay. Hi everyone. I think we can get this session started, and people will go through the recordings. If anybody is there, they will join later in the session. Yes. So before getting started, first of all, thank you so much for attending the first demo session of data and analytics course. And I'll give you a quick brief about myself. My name is Venkat, and I have 8+ years of experience into the domain of data and analytics. And throughout my experience, I train a lot of data analysts, and I trained a lot of data analysts, and I mentored a lot of data analysts, and I even selected a few of them in my team. Like I conducted interviews to select a data analyst or all. So yeah. So coming to my professional experience, I have worked with the top MNC companies and startup companies. I even worked with the companies called Flipkart and Amazon. So the course curriculum that I prepared for this course is what I have done in my experience and what my friends are doing in their jobs as a data analyst. So based on the industry related experience, I have prepared this curriculum. So that curriculum only we are going you guys going to learn in this course. So without any due, let's get started. So welcome to the world of data. So these are today's agenda for our demo session. In this demo session, you guys going to learn what is data analytics and why you should learn data analytics. I'll give you the reasons why you should why you should learn a data analytics based on the current demand in the market and based on the salaries that you can expect as a data analyst, and what are the industries that are looking for a data analyst, and what are the reasons for all this demand. All these things you are going to learn, and what are the tools that are trending in market. So how hard to learn a data analyst course, and who should enroll this course, and why you need to choose us, why you need to choose as why you need to choose us that. So these are our first agenda, the first topic in our agenda. What is data analytics? So data analytics is nothing but transforming a raw data into actionable insights. When I say an actionable insight, it can be anything. So, for example, if you see here the boardings, I find it funny, but this is also one of the good and best work of a data analyst. Like I mean to say, putting hoardings is not data analyst work. The numbers that you see right in these hoardings, that is kind of a data analytics works. So, for example, these hoardings are used as a advertisement campaign for Blinkit. So, if I read this here, India ordered 37 lakh tonic water cans in 2024, and India ordered 16 lakh packs of dates in 2024, and India ordered 84 lakhs of bottles of thumbs up. So someone ordered 55 bottles of Fevicols. All these numbers they are using in these hoardings are uh, received from a data analyst. So in the organization, you see the data analyst, right? What you will do, you will take the raw data and you will analyze the data. So the analysis of data mostly called as EDA, exploratory data analysis. So he find these patterns and he give these patterns to the marketing team, and they use that numbers for campaigning purpose. Yeah. So for example, here you are seeing 37 lakh, right? You need, as a data analyst, you need to imagine the guy who did 37, he analyzed 37 lakhs of a rows of a data, more than 37 lakhs of rows of a data to come with these numbers. I just wanted to give just small example how a raw data looks like. I'll just go if we here. Raw data can be anything. Sometimes raw data will be a text. Sometimes raw data will be a tabular format. Sometimes raw data will be in another formats. So the most of the industries, the raw data it should be look like this. And it's bit loading. let's give a minute. So meanwhile, I'll explain more into this slide. So data analyst is a guy. The first skill that every analyst should have is a business understanding. So that is the most skill after these technical skills. So what is the business skill in the sense? If a gold shop, the business is to sell more gold. Kirana shop business is to sell more products. Or a Flipkart aim is to sell more products through his app, mobile app. Or Amazon to sell more products through his mobile app. That is the business of each and every every company. We as a data analyst, what we need to learn is when you join a company, you need to understand what these people are selling and how this company getting money. You just need to understand these two things to become a data analyst, and the remain will come. All remaining skills will be an added advantage. So
You
the
mean to
most of
say,
the
sorry to interrupt. You mean to say domain knowledge?
correct, yes, we need domain knowledge in the sense just a basic domain knowledge should be sufficient enough. You no need to deploy a tool, you no need to deploy a software and all.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a kind of a raw data. This kind of a data the data analyst mostly consume and produce this kind of a numbers. So yeah, this just a small example I given this, this is kind of one kind of an example, so I find it's funny, and it will be some kind of interesting to share. So yeah, this is some example for how what is a data analyst can do. So the coming to the next slide, why you should learn data analytics. So I think you guys are here because you already decided to learn data analytics course, but I just wanted to give some more reason to to make just wanted to prove whatever the decision you took, it's a correct decision to learn data analytics course. Here you are seeing, right, in x-axis you see here year 2018, 29, 2020, 2021. These all are years, and y-axis that you see 60,000. It's if you look at 60k. uh, Here 120 means 120k and 180 means 180k. 180k is in a sense 1.8 lakh and 1.2 lakh and 60,000 jobs. So what I wanted to say with this chart is, so for every year how many job data analyst jobs are being created in India. So if you look at it here in 2008 we have a data analytic vacancies less than 60k, and from year on year we see at least 20% growth every year. There is a uh, every year there is a growth for these jobs. So currently in 2023 we see 1 lakh 42k jobs are created for a data analyst. So why, like, this just an example. Even if we have a COVID, right, COVID in 2020 and 2021, that doesn't stop the industry to create these jobs. Data analyst jobs are still growing. The one primary reason, I'll like, we have other slides to explain why this kind of a growth, but the primary reason is that the technology. So when every day there is something being invented, something being created, in a sense, we don't even know what chat gpt is maybe 5 years past, but now we even have a chat gpt. And there is a lot of technologies, and the banks are eliminating banks are doing this paperless transactions and ATMs. And we were, I think, I don't even know what is the last time I went to bank, because whatever I need, I'm doing in my mobile. Even I stopped going to ATM. Early days, I used to go every end of the month. I used to go to ATM. I used to withdraw some money for my day-to-day purposes. But now it's not like that the case. So we are now using UPI. Like 90% of the transaction today that I'm doing is through UPI. What I mean to say is, maybe 2 years before, I don't used UPI that much. So now I'm using UPI. What I'm doing, I'm creating a data for UPI companies like Phone Pay, Google Pay, at some other any other Paytm, all kind of people. I'm creating a data for them. So if I use a cellular company, if I make a call, I'm creating a data for the cellular company. If I go a supermarket, I'm buying something, means first of all I'm buying something, I'm giving money, and additionally I'm giving one transaction of data to that supermarket. So everybody is tracking their own data for future purposes. So for example, one company's data is not only useful for their growth, but is also useful to understand how other companies are performing. So for example, if I say, in India, there will be 90% of our transactions are happening through phone pay. That means phone pay as an idea, that what kind of but phone pay knows how much a tea seller make per a month. Phone pay knows how much I spend per month in a day to day, and phone pay knows how much a pani puri guy makes in a month. So see, the aim of the phone pay or UPI is just to provide a fast and interactive paperless money transaction services. But and additionally, what they are generating a lot of data that is helping them to understand other people's business, how other companies are doing. So because of all this technology growth and all this adoption in new trends and everything, these jobs are being created every year. So let's go to the other side. This slide explains what are the salaries that you can expect as a data analyst in Indian context. So I just picked this as a lower end, the end in the sense, it like at least, well, at least you should get this much of a pay if you fall under any of these experience buckets. So I'm pretty sure you get more than this. Just for just for simplicity, I don't want to give more expectations and all, but see this number. Currently, the entry level guy with 0 to 2 experience, he can earn 6.5 lakh per month. It is for only Indian companies. Like if you go to an MNC or a consulting companies with a good experience, more than 2 experience and all, you might get 12 lakh and 10 lakh. But what are the salaries that I show you in this slide? This is the least and minimum salaries that you can expect. And and these numbers are based on 2023 statistics from Naukri and Glassdoor. The current numbers will be much more than this, because of this inflation and the technology rise. So yeah, this slide explains what are the salaries that you can expect at a minimum salaries. A entry level guy can expect 6.5 lakh per annum, and a mid level guy can expect to 8.5 lakh, and a senior level 6+ years of experience can expect 15 lakh, and a specialist with the domain expertise can expect 25 lakh. And you will expect more. Yeah, just I wanted to put some number in your mind, so at least you'll get some confidence. Ha. Coming to industries that requiring data analyst. So yeah, we explained, right? Banking is expensively using the technology. Like when there is an adoption in technology, we see a growth in data, too much of growth in data. So every company wanted to save their data to do their analytics. I said that the banks are doing these ATM services. So what they will do, they'll save their transaction histories, and the transaction histories will be used for future analysis and audit purposes. Audit purposes in the sense, so in some of the industry, like policies track criminals using ATM transactions. Police tracks people based on credit card transaction. So that's why every company mandated to store the customer data at any cost. So so they will know how much, for example, if you go bank and you give your passbook, they'll do printout of your passbook. They log your transactions, how much you done and everything. So yeah, that is we see the data growth in banking and finance and healthcare. Even if you go to a healthcare, all your test reports are coming through your WhatsApp, right? That is also rising data. And the e-commerce, you are guys already know Flipkart and Amazon. And other than this, now we are seeing Meso, Odan, and we have quick commerce companies like Zepto, Blinkit, they are Zomato. They are also generating a lot of data. So recently, I read an article that says Zomato receives 18 lakh orders per day. So Zomato and in India, right? So Zomato is available in mostly in metro cities. So only metro cities are generating 18 lakh 18 lakh orders. That means 18 lakh rows of a data that Zomato company is generating. So when a company is generating that much of a data, means they should a need of a data analyst to consume the data and convert the data into a number. So yeah, so even for example, uh, why I say number is important. So why there is a need of a to convert a raw data into a number. So if I ask this question, I'll say, for example, if a new movie releases and people say, some people say movie is hit, some people say movie is flop. So how actual person can get to know the movie is super hit or flop? The based on collections. The collection is a number. So when somebody who don't know the knowledge of movies and all, they will ask how much this movie collected. 100 crore. So that kind of a number that tells people who don't have experience in a particular field, this movie is hit or flop. So yeah, how that number comes based on the number of tickets sold. If you see in book my show and all, they every day they report lot. They get people book tickets through book my show, and book my show has this number ticket count. And the data analyst in book my show, they'll query the data and they'll sum price of each ticket and get the amount. So they say that this movie is collected this much of amount of money. So based on this movie is a super hit movie, because data is the only source of a truth that anyone can believe. So if you, it's not only this, any industry, if you name any industry today, they are generating lots of amount of data. And they, when there is a growth in data, there is a need for data analyst. So yeah, this gives reasons for increasing in demand. So the only reason I could say, the technology explosion and the digitalization of things. So nowadays, what they are, even if you look at in COVID, they made everything uh, digitalized. Like even we used to get our vaccination certificate through mobile, and we used to book our vaccination through our mobile. And if you go to the vaccination center, it is like, you no need to fill any form because it's a contactless, right? So when you merge technology in a traditional space, that generates data. So yeah, so if you go to supermarket, they will do uh, they will do order, they'll give a bill, right? That is also data. So early days, people don't used to give this bills and any bills, and then I think they just give it to like that. But because of the technology, everybody wanted to save, everybody wanted to understand how the business is doing. By, for example, there is a supermarket, they're getting from X amount of sales. If a supermarket wanted to understand from which kind of products are giving more sales, are they vegetables are giving more sales? If sometimes what they wanted to understand, in vegetables, which fruit is giving more sales, with which fruit people are buying more. That kind of analysis that people wanted to do with the data. So based on that numbers, they can take a decision. What kind of a decision? So I have a supermarket data that says that how many products are sold every day, every month. So the coming month I'll see, for example, mangoes, and based on the sales data I'll see this many mangoes are getting sold last month, and we can expect same or more number of mangoes can be sold in coming months. Based on this, what they'll do, they buy more mangoes and keep in their inventory, so people will come to supermarket and they'll buy mangoes. So this kind of analysis that they do, I told this is a supermarket perspective. For so for example, if you take a bakery perspective, how bakeries will do, in bakeries also they'll do same. They'll see how many cream cakes are getting sold every month, how many normal cakes are getting sold, how many ice cream cakes are getting sold. So they do this analysis. For example, December is a Christmas day. Every year December and January you see more number of cakes consumption. So based on this analysis, what they will do, they take last year's data and they will see last year December how many cakes that we sold, how many cakes, how many cream cakes we sold. So they do this analysis and they will get one number, one round figure number. There's a last year 1 kg cream cake we sold for maybe 200 cakes, and this year December they prepare for more than 200 cakes, and they'll prepare more than 200 cakes and they'll keep it in their inventory in the sense to their display, so people will come and buy that cake. So data tells the truth, in the sense data is the only source that tells what happened exactly last year, what might can happen. And if you open your mobile phone, you see a temperature forecast for tomorrow, and how this temperature forecast is done based on past data. Yesterday this temperature is this much, and last year this month we see this much of temperatures. So every year, for example, May month, last year May month we have this temperature, and this year May we have this temperature. That kind of a numbers people tend to say. That is the only logic. The phone or any company, they predict the future temperature. If you don't have last year data, last year temperature, if you, for example, this is your first May in India, you might not able to tell what is the temperature that looks like in India. You can only tell temperatures in India in May month is this much, because the last year you experienced this much. So the past data is so much important to take a business any decisions. Yeah, this is all for why you should learn data analytics. Coming to tools, what are the tools that are in demand? So if you look at in this slide, the Python is the,
Just a sec.
yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, even Power BI also does the same thing, right?
Hmm.
Power BI
Which,
collects the data from the other people, other
hmm.
team like Informatica, and then
Hmm.
it's provide the charts so that
Actually,
the senior person, who is the decision maker, can take the decision. Then what is the difference, becoming a
uh,
data analyst and Power BI, because it was
uh,
already there earlier. How
uh,
come it came into so much boom, data analyst?
the thing is, the Power BI is a visualization tools, and Power BI is restricted to some companies. Other companies don't use Power BI always, because
Hmm.
Power BI needs licensing. Like the companies take trial, or they buy Power BI from Microsoft and they use it. And the work of Power BI is not only collect, just to visualize and display it to the leaders to take a decision. In the sense, most of there will be some analysis. I showed in this Blinkit side, right, Blinkit holdings and all. So that kind of analysis they won't do it in Power BI or any other visualization tool, Power BI or Tableau, Looker. So there will be analysis that requires only one time analysis, maybe on a weekly ones. So weekly analysis, like they only do it monthly thrice or weekly once or monthly once. That kind of analysis don't need Power BI. Like Power BI infrastructure, for example, if you need a Power BI, you need to have this licensing, and you again need a data engineer support to connect to the Power BI to your data sources. You have multiple data sources, so Power BI needs that connection, right? So yeah, and because that is not only is the only one tool that industries will use. That's why these all tools are came into picture. And the first data analytic tool is Excel. Actually, it's a simple, easy, and everybody uses. Okay, I'll go to the slide explain. If we here Python 78% adoption rate. So how can what I mean to say here is, so for example, 78% data analysts are using Python in their day-to-day analysis and analytics purposes, and SQL 85%. This explains that 85% of data analysts are using SQL for their day-to-day data analytics and analysis purposes. Here, 92% people are using Excel, and 45% people are using R. So, if you look at it based on this graph, we can say SQL and Excel are the first primary data analysis tools. So that's why we see this much of adoption. And the
So
Python.
you mean to say you were saying if we have to do data analysis,
Hmm.
Excel is enough.
Uh,
If we have only Excel, we can do it.
at one extent, yes. Without Excel, you can't able to see, right? Like for example, you did an analysis and you wanted to show that analysis to your manager or a senior vice president or a director.
Yeah.
So the thing, the vice president and director, they don't install Python in their laptop, right?
Hmm.
They the basic tool, that Microsoft tool,
Yes,
director or
everyone
senior
have.
leader, is Excel. So you
Yeah.
can't give your Python code or sir, please execute my Python code. Like it won't be, what he want is a number. What he want a number, that I'll see something like if I have this number or not. So what I want is this kind of a number. So for example, a sales director just want to see how much of a sales are happening at north, how much of sales is happening south, west, and they just wanted to see. Their job is to just see this number, but as a data analyst, what you will see this data. So the problem is you can't give this data to them, and you can't able, you should not give a Python code or R code or SQL code. You the most of the cases, maybe 99% of the cases, you give this kind of a numbers. So then industry, you do your all your analysis, you will write your Python code, or you will write your SQL or R code. You just run that code every day, that generates maybe this kind of a data. Then you will take a screenshot and you will provide to them, or you will make some Excel report kind of way, and you will provide to them. So that is the main reason, the you should have a Excel knowledge as a data analyst
Okay.
primary. This is something like,
Basic.
mandatory, like everybody
Okay.
can expect.
So you mean to say we are learning different like Excel, SQL, Python are
Hmm.
because based on the company requirement. Like
Ha.
if they have SQL, then we can show the higher manager
Hmm.
manager person with the help of SQL. If they have
Correct.
Python, then we can so like that. If they have Power BI, then we can show in the Power BI this.
Correct.
But
Yes.
because everyone have this Excel by default, so
Hmm.
we generally prefer like from the very lower company, very startup company to higher company. Everyone have
Yes.
Excel. So the major one is Excel. There is
Excel.
no connection like first you have to start with Excel and then the data goes to SQL, then the data goes to Python. It is not like that, right?
You can learn any order. Like it won't be a problem. but it's a good thing to learn Excel and SQL primarily. These two
Okay.
tools, the easiest tools that everybody can understand.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
for
yeah.
example, if you give a one two lines of a Python code to your manager, might
Mm.
understand, but his manager gets a problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you need to handle your manager's manager whenever your manager is absent, right? And that
Mm-hmm.
time the Excel will be useful for the. And one more problem is the rows, right? You see thousands of rows, mostly lakhs of rows also.
Yeah.
So that much of a rows, it takes lot of time to consume that much of a rows and form this kind of a table.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be like so that takes lot of time. So there, what we do, we the Python comes into picture when we if we run a Python code that will crunch the numbers and create this kind of a views.
Mm-hmm. So, but the kind of visualization what Excel show, is it
Hmm.
is it like Power BI is a very very good tool when it comes to visualization.
Hmm.
So does the Excel have the same capacity to
We can
to beat Power BI? Because you know uh, Excel
uh,
is a
uh,
very basic tool. So, but when it comes to showing your charts and reports to higher manager, people always prefer to be very interactive so that the higher person can understand very well. Does the
like
Excel have the same capacity? You mean
right,
to say?
Excel have the same capacity. And one more thing is bit cheap. Like not most of the Indian companies don't use this Power BI mostly. So and there are some tools also coming in picture. If you see, there will be a Looker, and Looker comes from a Google Cloud platform. Cloud platform is currently is booming like anything. Uh, so maybe 2 years, maybe 5 years down the line, you hear Looker more than a Power BI.
Yeah, because
So,
I didn't heard Looker, so I
mm,
was like
cool,
bit
cool,
in
cool. No
dilemma
worries.
to
No
dilemma
worries.
to.
Like anyway, that visualization, the purpose of visualization tool is just show the analysis and the reports to senior management. Any tool is fine. A
Okay.
visualization, for example, if you learn one, you'll get to know. Anyway, it's just a logic, right?
Okay.
If you want to make a pivot table, maybe if you want to make a pie chart, there will be a chart, that's all. But
Okay.
the name is different in each. The pie chart will be same for every visualization tool, but
Mm-hmm.
platform changes. Just like some people use iPhone, some people will use Android, some people use Samsung, and so on.
Okay. And one more thing is the data analytics role is a one man army? Is he has to do everything like from right from the getting the like obviously the raw data he will get, but the remaining thing he has to do all the things, or
um,
there will be a
so,
team assigned for every you know for
so
every
you
task.
have your manager supporting to you, you have your senior lead supporting to you. The thing is, the when you go in a company as a new fresher,
Hmm.
what kind of work they will give? They give based on already predefined procedural work, like making a report in the sense, you they say this is the data, and this is where you will get, you need, this is the column, and you just need to do sum of this column, and you need to get this number, and you need to put this kind of the procedural way, like. And that kind of work you will get habituated in 1 to 2 weeks, mostly maybe in 3 weeks at tops. You will get to know like 60 to 70% of your day-to-day work is repetitive, and there is
Mm-hmm.
an 30% of the work you do something new. So that work you will get later on. So once you are proficient in your day-to-day work, and maybe your manager picks up and says that, okay, you do this analysis, can you get me a data to that shows how much each zone is performing. And one the thing is, first you, for example, if you understand the data, maybe I'll just sorry if I'm going too much, I'll just quickly show this. And for example, this is the sales data of an e-commerce company. This says that product laptops comes under electronics, like how much price, and in which store they sold and year and date. So they give this kind of a data. They ask how many laptops sold, how many smartphones sold, how many tablets sold, how many headphones sold. That kind of analysis they ask, because when first 3 months and first 3 weeks or 1 month you already have worked on this data, you know what each column will represent. You would be able to do your analysis with confidence. That is the only thing. But no, you actually know we no need to worry about that. Whenever you join a company, they give a training for 1 to 2 weeks, and in this course I will teach you what are the technical skills that you people require to be successful in your career. And within 3 to 4 weeks of your new job, you will get to know everything what you need to do in your day-to-day job, and how your job looks Li- like how what kind of, you just get your confidence in a month. The thing is, data analytics is the easiest course in entire IT domain. Yeah, I think we are reaching time. I'll just go to the next slide. So, is it hard to learn? Just now explained, data analytics is most easiest IT skill that you can witness or you can experience in entire IT domain. Who should enroll? So here, anybody who want to become a data analyst and a business analyst, they can enroll this course. You even zero coding experience people also can enroll this course. This course doesn't require that much of a coding. With simple people have mathematics, simple maths is sufficient enough to become a data analyst. And you should have some kind of a domain knowledge, in the sense when you go to the company, you just need to know what this company is selling, and from where this company is getting the money. That's all. These two things you need to answer whenever you need to know whenever you join a new company. So that is the basic skills. And working professionals who are looking to enhance their analytical skills, they can join this course. And entrepreneurs and business owners seeking data driven insights, also they can join this course. Even people who want to change their domain, also they can join this course. Because in data analyst, for example, if you join as a data analyst in a company, your career path can be, you can become a business analyst, and you can become a senior data analyst, and you can become a data engineer also. Like I know I witnessed some people who are becoming a data engineer from a data analyst. So data, when a guy become a data analyst, he will understand how the data looks like, and where this data getting, how, what is the use of these columns, and how should the data should look like each column should be in that, in for example, if you look at a table, uh, data analyst will get to know whenever, for example, let's look at this table. So if you look at a column E, sales data, the sale date, data engineer might not understand what is it, but a data analyst should understand this should be a date column. The quantity sold, a data analyst should understand it is an integer. It is not a decimal, it is not a float, it is an integer. And the price also an integer. For example, if I say brand should be a character. So you will understand a data profile, how should a data look like. Maybe if somebody saying there is a sales data coming in, data analyst is the guy, you can understand, okay, this is the sales data, the sales data looks like this. So that's why people have different trajectories. People can, data analyst guy can choose any other role after become a data analyst. He can become a senior data analyst, he can become a business analyst, he can become a, even some cases I see program managers, and he can become data engineer also. Yes. So coming to why you choose us. So I'll explain what I'm going to offer in this course. Hands-on projects, the projects that I picked up from my experience, like I have worked in Flipkart and Amazon, and few of them my friends also worked in some kind of product companies. Based on their experience, I have created some projects and
Hello.
and for example, if you are understand what kind of a questions and interviews they will ask, and flexible learning options. Anyway, we provide this material and everything for you to go through after each and every class. So why chooses? So this is overall, but I'll just we're at the end, but I'll just wanted to show one curriculum also. This one. Yeah, this is our data analytics course curriculum that I have prepared for you guys. So in this core curriculum, I what are the topics I gave in depth the detail of each topic. So what I'm going to teach in Excel and what I'm going to teach in SQL and what I'm going to teach in Python and R programming. Uh, so what I'm going to teach in Looker. Looker, I told you, it's a visualization tool. Earlier they used to call Looker as a Google Data Studio. So yeah, this is all in-depth curriculum. But I even give some frequently asked questions after each and every module. Like I think it takes a lot of time to go in each and every topic, but I'll have this screenshot in the sense I just, if you want, you can take a screenshot of this, or I will ask institute to share a course curriculum with you all for your reference. So yeah, these all are modules that I'm going to teach you in this course. The first module is Excel, and the second module is SQL. Third is Python. Fourth is R, and fifth is Looker. In Excel, we learn introduction and logical functions, arithmetic functions, lookup and reference functions, date and text functions, pivot tables, charts, conditional formattings, dashboards, and business reports. Coming to SQL, we were going to do introduction of SQL
Sir,
databases and tables. How
sir,
we
just
go ahead.
uh, which SQL you are taking care? Like,
My,
Microsoft Excel server
yes,
or okay,
Microsoft SQL Server.
okay, okay.
Anyway, most of the tools are same. Like for one
Yeah,
SQL
yeah.
to other SQL, there will be slight one two functions will be added or one two functions will be removed.
Okay.
So yeah, here we can learn sorting data, filtering data, joining, grouping data, subqueries, set operators, and there will be an advanced SQL functions. The advanced SQL function means it will come rankings, window functions, that kind of uh, uh, functions will come in this last chapter of SQL. Coming to Python, so Python we learn and what is Python and introduction of Python, how we can navigate. In Python, I'm using Jupyter notebook, so we can learn Python through Jupyter. So Python libraries mostly I'll teach NumPy and Pandas and some visualization libraries also. That my way of teaching Python is to uh, by hands-on in the sense I do the Python exercises in front of you in the sense in the call in the session, and you guys can shadow me in the sense you see how I'm doing, and I'll explain you what is each and every functions will do, how a typical analysis work that look like in Python for a data analyst. So you can do an hands-on. So the first demonstration is only on PPT, but the coming demonstrations will be, for example, in SQL. I'll teach in this SQL environment and Python, Jupyter notebook, Excel in Excel. So the teaching will be in this format. It won't be a PPT. The first demonstration only. I'm just wanted to give a overall idea how a data analytics course looks like. That's why I used PPT. But the coming sessions, I don't use PPT. It will be like hands-on. Yeah, in Python we learn Python libraries, data types, data structures, programming constructs, data manipulation. So exploratory data analysis, people call this as a EDA, exploratory data analysis, and data visualization and automating a business reports. Coming to R and Python does the same thing for a data analyst. So whatever we learn in Python, I teach that in R. So for example, if any company, maybe if you get a job in a company that only uses R, so it will be helpful for you guys. And the Looker, introduction to Looker, data modeling, building dashboards in Looker, Looker advanced features, and industry related dashboards. The thing is just in a high level syllabus, but if you want an in-depth syllabus, you should refer this course curriculum. This will give you an in-depth syllabus that what I'm going to teach. Okay, this is at a high level. And don't worry, no company uses these five tools. The most of the companies use one, two tools. Maybe some companies use Python and Excel. Maybe some companies use SQL and R. But like it is very rare and very rare case that companies are using all five tools. But it's good for you to learn all tools, but no, it is not mandatory. uh, that it's not the case that if you go in industry, Monday they will ask you to do an Excel, and Tuesday SQL, third day Python, fourth day or fifth day Looker. No, it won't be like that. The most cases you might be stick to two tools in any company. That's the max. Yeah, these all are for today's session. I'll take, if there is any questions, please ask me. I'll take these questions. From tomorrow's sessions, we can start with Excel. I'll just stop my screen.
So what will be the duration and timings? Can you
Uh,
just
du- Duration will be 2 months. The timings will be, we can have morning sessions. The morning sessions will be a good because people will come with a fresh mind.
yeah,
So yeah, that's why I requested institute management to organize sessions at morning time.
okay. And is it 8 to 9 or 9:30?
It will be 8 to 9. If requires, I'll
Mhm.
extend it a bit, maybe a 30 minutes. That's the max I can extend. Because I know you guys need to go to your offices and your
Yeah,
work.
yeah. Okay, that's it from my side.
Okay, guys. Like if there is any questions, please feel free to reach out to institute management. They will address you with all the course curriculum and if there is any other details that you people required. Yeah. If there is no questions, we can wrap this session up. And thanks for joining today's demo session.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.